tax petition to the United States Tax Court. And as you know, we like to experiment too. And I don't just do other people's random processes. I also am intellectually inclined to the point where I evaluate what's being said and go, I wonder if we could do it another way. So we tried to send it to the Arizona federal court to see if we could get it through that way. Didn't work, but we thought it was worth a try, right? So we like to experiment. So today, knowing how it's properly done, and knowing how it was properly done even before then, I'm going to go ahead and send that out correctly. But the problem is, people say, oh, I've done that before. That doesn't work. And I'm here to tell you right now, if you don't know how to enforce a lot of these processes, if you don't know how to stand on them, they probably won't work for you. But if you got some vigor, a little pep in your step, you know what you're talking about, and you're not going to waver an inch. Because remember, look, we're under military occupation. We have been since Abe Lincoln. What is one of the first tactics of war? Well, the art of war is always based upon deception. Watch my left hand as I hit you with my right. That's the art of war. And because we're under military occupation and under the law of belligerency, you have to comprehend that we are considered enemy belligerent combatants because we've been enabling the bank to, I won't say defraud the United States, but with our blank bankers' endorsements and utilizing the Federal Reserve notes like we do, which are only for bank-to-bank transactions, we are enabling the bank essentially to rob us blind. And the Bar Association is helping them do it. It's really disgusting. And unfortunately, all your politicians, all your Congress, after Abe Lincoln reconvened Congress by a memorandum, and they didn't reconvene on their own accord, which they should have, and they had all the power in the world to do, everything falls underneath the executive branch because the judiciary failed to act and say, whoa, Congress, you're not going to come underneath Abe Lincoln and a memorandum. You can reconvene on your own power, and you need to do that in order to preserve the de jure government. But instead, Congress became the board of directors for the new United States under the Reorganization Act. And because there was a declaration of war by Abe Lincoln and no proclamation to end the war by Abe Lincoln, which was mandatory, and the judiciary didn't say anything about it, the judiciary now became the administrators, administrating everything on behalf of the President of the United States, which was no longer the President of the United States, but rather the commander-in-chief of a military occupying force on our land. That's what happened. Now, it wasn't all bad, necessarily, but you have to understand and be cognitive of what's going on and why doing your tax court petition is so damn important. You see, I've spent a lot of years studying this so I can stand on it. And I'm trying to expedite your position to stand on it by educating you as frequently as I can. As you can tell, I'm traveling right now, and none of this is scripted. I don't have any of this written on paper. This is all just stuff that's jammed into my head. So when they're administering and no longer part of the judiciary, even the Supreme Court falls underneath this, ladies and gentlemen. It's important to know. So if everything's under the executive branch, that tells you, since Abe Lincoln, that tells you why Slick Willie could never be impeached, Donald Trump could never be impeached. It's just a show, ladies and gentlemen. They can't impeach the executor of the executor office. They can't impeach him. They don't have the authority. Just like Nancy Pelosi is the Congress under the executive branch. That's why she can shut shit down. That's why Donald Trump's thinking about removing her ass and filling her position. Because it's a very powerful position. Might be even more powerful than the president position, if you will. So, back to the tax court petition. Mr. Anonymous is throwing something together for me. And, I kind of got to take his word for it. After all, he is an agent for the IMF. So, when he tells me that the tax petition, Derek, proves that they don't have jurisdiction, and then there's a series of 3 FOIAs you do that give you all the evidence you need by their non-response or failure to respond to prove that you don't owe taxes, period. State, property, any of it. And because you don't owe taxes, that can conclusively proves that you're a creditor. Now, you still got to be able to stand on it. There's a lot of people out there that don't believe in that process. Well, I don't care what you believe, because belief is a lack of fucking knowledge. And when you don't have conviction in what you're reading and what you're studying and applying it, most often you'll fail. But embrace that failure, because failure is part of success, ladies and gentlemen. Suck it up. Don't pout like you're 3 years old and you didn't get what you want. Suck it up, resubmit, and continue to push forward. And I guarantee you, you will prevail. The only people that ever lose are the ones that quit. Period. So, as you know, I've had plenty of my trials, tribulations. I've been through many and many court dates. Some for other people, some for myself. Going one currently on the 9th. June 9th, we'll be in Broken Bow, Custer County at the little Judiciary Center. And we're going to have some fun down there with these people. Because this superior intellectual knowledge, there's no way around it. Okay? When you understand Title 26, Title 27, and Title 28, really there's only 5 sections to the tax code. So it's pretty minuscule in comparison to everything else I've ever gotten my hands into. And so Title 26, 2603, 2203, 2002, 2032 AE 11. All right, those are very, very, very important with these administrators, because anybody who's in constructive possession of decedent estate property or cedent estate property. Now, decedent means not dead. Cedent means alive. So I use them both. And whoever's in constructive possession of decedent state property is responsible for the taxes, because they are the debtor. They're the debtor. Every corporation is a debtor. Anybody that uses that Social Security number after you put it on a form is, in fact, the debtor. Period. No questions asked. The United States is insolvent. I used to have a failed concept of how all this worked. And then I realized that I'm part owner of every corporation. Every corporation that's created, I'm part owner of it. Why? Because I'm the bailor. I'm the bailor for the United States. Everything's registered with the Secretary of State. So, get my pistol up. I got some errands to do here. And I just want to check in with you guys this morning. Think about this for just a moment. Think of all the people that allege that certain processes don't work. Now I want you to go back and ask them some questions. What they tried, how many different ways they did it, or if they just did it once and decided, it doesn't work. And I'll tell you right now, man makes a mistake. And most of these people are so compartmentalized within their offices, they make a mistake. So people don't do a follow-up with a data integrity board hearing to find out the rights, titles, duties, and obligations that these people have to you as a trustee. You see, as you go higher up the chain, which people go, oh, Derek, that's bullshit. You shouldn't have to do that. I agree. People should know their fucking jobs. Otherwise, it's considered unjust enrichment. I agree with you on that. However, we know that that isn't true. We know that if you don't take it up the chain of command, then nothing is ever done, and the people that are compartmentalized to fleece you at a phenomenal rate don't get the correction they need. You got to treat them like little kids. That's the honest to God's truth. You got to treat them like little kids, like little toddlers. Spank them on their hand and go, no, 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 no. You're going to do your job. And if not, then we're going to go to a data integrity board hearing, and we're going to find out. And we're going to get a declaratory judgment on the rights, titles, duties, and obligations that you owe me as a public official and a trustee. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go this morning. Good to see you guys, and we'll talk to you real soon.